Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, big weekend for travel. We check out the Syracuse airport.
That's because there's something special happening this weekend that brings multiple religious holidays together.
And a new football league implementing some interesting rules that might just change the game.
And there's no end in sight for the Harry Potter series. Why you should head to the theaters, all that plus your weather and orange sports coming up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Imani Clement. Thanks for joining us here at Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Sydney Orr. Today is Friday, April 15th. We've got a big holiday weekend just ahead. We're entering a very rare weekend. Easter, Ramadan, and Passover are all happening at the same time, and that only happens every 33 years or so.
A lot of people are traveling to see friends and family, and Talua Family joins us live from Syracuse Hancock Airport, where it's been a very busy morning.
Thanks, Imani. Now, if you take a look around me, it's pretty empty on campus, and that's because of the holiday weekend. So I took a trip down to the airport and talked to a couple of people who are looking forward to flying out, not just today, but in the next couple of days.
It's not for the cost of Easter at all. I didn't really learn it was Easter weekend until my wife told me today. It's a great time to fly. I wouldn't say be scared with all the Ukrainian stuff that's going on in the news and all that. We just got to go with the flow. Gas is what it is. Inflation is what it is. Got to take it with the flow. I just think economically speaking of gas prices, this is probably the best way to do it. Just use somebody else's gas and let them charge you for it economically.
Now, if you're flying out of Syracuse Hancock Airport, you'll find out that sometimes the departures can start as early as 6 a.m. But as you talk to a lot of people here, you'll soon find out there's a reason why they're flying instead of other forms of transportation and travel.
I am looking to fly often just because of my new role. I'm going to have to fly to different sites for my company. I didn't really think about the gas prices. Just, if I have to travel in state, like when I'm in Florida, I'm going to travel in car. But, to come to New York, I'm definitely going to take a flight. Yeah.
Now, airports are expected to get busier as the semester winds down and the summer approaches. So if you're planning a flight in the next couple of weeks, make sure you plan ahead and make sure you get to the airport on time so you don't miss your flight. Happy Easter, by the way. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Talua Family Day.
We are in the midst of many holidays, including today, Good Friday, and Passover begins at sundown, and we're in the middle of the month of Ramadan.
Our Michaela Armstrong joins us live in the studio to share some special religious observances happening here on campus.
Students don't have to look far to celebrate the holidays this weekend. To observe events like Passover, Easter, and Ramadan, they can do it right here on campus. And students were able to do just that this week at Campus Bible Fellowship.
All of a sudden, they're the heroes because the guy that they followed for 3 years is now alive. Now, he hasn't showed up yet, but he's alive. He's somewhere. A million Christians, believers, people
Campus Bible Fellowship provides a space for students to talk about the Bible, life, and their faith weekly. Ramadan is in the process for many who celebrate, and Taraweeh gives students on campus the chance to join together. Taraweeh means rest or relaxation. It is a time for prayer during Ramadan, led by the imam, or the worship leader in the mosque. The goal is to pray and set your intentions. Muslim Student Association member Mian Hamid says these events on campus help him get closer to his faith.
A big group of diverse community coming together and just praying, worshiping our Creator, and then just reflecting. After the prayer, we just talk about how our day went and how Ramadan is going and what our goals are and how we just trying to reach them.
We will take place this weekend in Hendricks Chapel from 9:15 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. and Easter celebrations will take place Saturday and Sunday at Alibrandi Catholic Center in Hendricks Chapel. So, for those who want to join in on the celebrations, Kritzia, what's the weather going to be like out there?
You know, Michaela, this is the definition of Syracuse flirting with spring. If you take a look behind me, you can see the grass is green, people are walking, the wind, the sun is shining. But that's not the case this weekend, this historical weekend, I might add. We are actually expecting some showers on Saturday with a high of 48 degrees. And on Sunday, there's going to be a 40% chance of snow. Yes, you heard it, snow, with temperatures just circling the low of the 40s. But I'll have more in weather coming up. Back to you in the studio.
There will be a big development on the I-81 project as the environmental impact statement is coming out.
Elena Lucido joins us with more on this latest development and what it means for Central New York.
There's a development today in the I-81 project in Syracuse. The final environmental report will come out. That means after many years, we are almost to the point where they are going to tear down the I-81 viaduct and replace it with a community grid. Here's what that will look like. As you can see, this community grid will include a new roundabout near Almond Street. It will also connect neighborhoods throughout the city. People in the community have sent over 8,000 letters in response to the changes. Many comments are positive, but there are concerns. These concerns include pollution, quality of air, water resources, hazardous waste, and much more. A documentary made by two Syracuse University students also explains how the highway destroyed many Black communities since the 1970s.
Pioneer Homes has been the center of discussion in Syracuse, New York, and Washington, D.C. for decades. Now the oldest public housing complex in New York and one of the oldest in the country, Pioneer Homes currently straddles the I-81 highway.
About 50 people watched the documentary at a screening on Wednesday. It shines a light on the destruction of the 15th Ward. The documentary is called The Blueprint for Renewal. It calls attention to the Black community that once lived in the area during the mid-19th century, which used to be a community full of life and spirit, but is now threatened by the project. It also addresses questions about the fate of residents currently living in the Pioneer Homes. This documentary will be released on May 9th on their main City Scripts website. The City Scripts website is called cityscripts.syr.edu, so make sure to check it out. Back to you.
Thanks, Elena. And now for a COVID update. There is an increase in numbers on our campus. There are currently 157 active cases. 58 new cases have been reported, and 4 students are currently in quarantine. Testing will take place at Kimmel Hall. The mask level remains at yellow, with vaccinated students still having the option to go maskless.
And Sandwich Saturday volunteers are headed into the community for the first time since the pandemic began back in 2020. The organization, We Rise Above the Streets, will be loading up on bagged lunches, hot meals, hygiene products, and clothing. All this in an effort to meet the need of the homeless community here in Syracuse. It's an act of kindness that prior to the pandemic had families coming in to serve time and time again. Sandwich Saturday will start off at Lincoln Middle School at 10 a.m.
And we all know the spell, Accio. Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore is now playing in theaters.
And our Prajan Lee has mixed reviews from those who are feeling the magic and those who aren't.
Thanks, Sydney. The third film in the Harry Potter prequel series continues. The story of Newt Scamander joining the young Professor Dumbledore in the quest to defeat a powerful and evil wizard, Grindelwald.
What is this place? The room we require.
Last night, I went to the Syracuse Regal Cinema to talk to some moviegoers and hear their thoughts. Fair warning, there might be some spoilers ahead.
I really like the movie, a lot of the scenes in it. I'm a big Harry Potter nerd, so a lot of the scenes were like, ooh, I know where that's from, I know where that's from, kind of stuff like that. So I was very happy as a fan to see it.
I do miss Johnny Depp, but the new actor didn't do a bad job. It just felt weird not seeing Johnny Depp when we saw him in the first 2 movies, but the actor did a pretty good job, so yeah, not too bad.
Now, speaking of Johnny Depp, while Dumbledore and Grindelwald duel on a movie screen this week, Depp is fighting his own battle in court. He is suing his ex-wife Amber Heard in a defamation case. And compared to the audience we spoke to last night that are loving the film, the movie critics are going hard at it. Rotten Tomatoes is rating it at 52% with an audience score of 83%. David Fear from the Rolling Stones said, "We served with Harry Potter. We knew Harry Potter. He was a friend of ours. And you, Newt Scamander, are no Harry Potter." Now, there's no word yet on a fourth film to come, but according to the Variety, executives at Warner Brothers are waiting to see how well The Secrets of Dumbledore does before approving another film to follow. Back to you.
Thanks, Fajong. The National Association of Black Journalists is back on the Syracuse campus.
Our Mornings on the Hill executive producer, Kritzia Williams, returns and tells us how she and others brought the organization back.
The National Association of Black Journalists, or NABJ, is an organization for African American journalists to find community and provide opportunities for each other. And there is now, once again, a Syracuse University chapter. I'm the president of the SU's chapter and of NABJ, and with our chapter's executive board, we got it done. Our chapter was not recognized for just about 5 years. There were some board members that were working to achieve this goal. If you're interested in joining, message us on Instagram at NABJSU. Back to you, Sydney.
It's great news. Congratulations to all. And I know, Imani, you have some personal involvement with the chapter here on campus. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I'm the public relations director of this new SU chapter, and I'm really excited that we are official again. So congratulations to my fellow board members, and I'm excited for what we have next.
Absolutely. And coming up after the break, Kritzia will be back with the forecast for this week.
And we'll tell you why you might want to visit the Syracuse Art Rage Gallery. It's open again after a COVID break. And it's time to check your weather for today.
Our Kritzia Williams is out in the sun to tell us all what to expect.
Thanks, ladies. You know, I can't get over this sunshine that I'm feeling on my face right now, but let me take you through what we're going to see over the weekend and over the next week. Right now, it's 55 degrees, feeling like 52 with some clouds moving in. It's going to be around 51 degrees and a 44% chance of rain. For tomorrow, don't forget your umbrella and jacket. We can expect highs of 40 degrees and for it to be rainy. Towards the afternoon and evening, we can see the very high temperatures going away, and for rain. As night falls, the temperatures will decrease to around the highs of 40. Towards Sunday, the Syracuse snow is expected to make a reappearance. To round out the weekend, there's going to be a 40% chance of snow while clouds keep us company all day. The high for Sunday is around 44 degrees and the lows are sitting around 29 degrees. Looking forward into the next week, Monday we can expect it to be cloudy, a cloudy day and highs around 53 degrees, a lows around 39 degrees, and a 40% chance of rain. Tuesday you can probably consider Monday's twin. This week we're going to see some clouds that are here to stay with us all day, with highs of around 48 degrees and lows nearing 38, and a rain chance of 60%. Wednesday is the day you can probably sing "Here Comes the Sun." It's going to be a partly cloudy day with some sun sprinkled in, little peaks here and there. The highs for Wednesday can be expected to sit near 53 degrees and lows circling 38 degrees. If you are celebrating the holiday weekend, have a great holiday weekend. Or if you're heading over to the Dome to see some monster trucks at the Monster Jam, have a great weekend there as well. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Kritzia Williams. Back to you in the studio.
The Southside Photo Walk is back for the first time since 2020. Our IE Jagni is here to tell us more about the creative photography at the gallery.
Thanks, Imani. The Southside is opening the photo walk this month. It is a short 5-minute drive from campus to learn a little bit about the city.
The Southside Photo Walk at Art Ridge Gallery has over 50 photos taken by community members of the Southside. The photo walk takes place every summer. This is the first time it's back in person since 2020.
Over 11,000 photographs have been taken during the walks over the years. And at Art Ridge, we kind of put together like a retrospective exhibition that includes a few images from each of the past 12 years. The Stand newspaper, it's with a partnership with the Southside and Syracuse University, asked community members from all across the community to come and photograph the Southside for one afternoon.
Is open every day from noon to 6 p.m. all through April. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Ijane.
Coming up, our own Katie Hopsicker is here with some dance news and an exciting interview.
Coming up in sports, we have some more high-octane lacrosse this weekend, plus the start of a brand new spring football league. All that and more after the break. Syracuse men's lacrosse has been through the ringer this season. Now, they fell to Cornell in the Dome this past weekend after a 5-goal lead, but all that has a chance to be set right with a huge opportunity at North Carolina tomorrow. Gate and company limp into Chapel Hill with a 4-7 record, including 1-4 on the road and winless against the ACC outside the Dome. But on the other end, the Heels rank 15th and have a reverse record of 7-4, but they've lost their last 2. The head coach Gary Gate looks forward to the challenge.
We'll have 3 games, and the only game that we should be focused on is Carolina next weekend. And that as a group, we've done a lot of great work, and we got more work to do, and that this team is not going to give up.
Face-off against the Tar Heels is set for 4 p.m. tomorrow on ESPNU. From the field to the diamond, Q's softball still searching for their first ACC Road Series win of the year, and that chance will come against the Louisville Cardinals in Derby City. The Orange travel for the first time since the Georgia Tech series in Atlanta last month, and they went an even 3-3 in the homestand. Toughest part about facing the Cards? Well, Syracuse has yet to beat them in a series, ever, and only has a 4-11 record against them all time. Ouch. First pitch is tonight at 5 p.m. Speaking of teams who are still in need of some road wins, well, the Syracuse Mets find themselves in the same boat, and they're off to a tough 1-7 start to the season. The Mets get a few more cracks at the Clippers this weekend. Tonight's game starting at 6:15 and tomorrow's first pitch at 4:05. Syracuse returns home next Tuesday in their series against Worcester. Lacrosse and baseball dominate spring sports, but what about some classic gridiron football in April? Yeah, you heard that right. Football is back, and this spring, it's the USFL making its return after 37 years. The United States Football League, like the reinvented XFL of last year, looks to experiment with the game to provide a unique football experience. Now, one of the rule changes, what you're going to see real quick here, is putting a microchip inside the football to tell where the first down line is. You can see on that screen right there, they're looking where the football is marked, and they can tell exactly how close it is to where it is there. And now here we have overtime, brand new overhaul. It's best of 3. So you try to get your way into the touchdown. It's a little bit like how college reworked their work too. But if you're all tied after 3, what do you do after that? Well, what's better than some sudden death? They go to that right after. Now the Birmingham Stallions and New Jersey Generals, they're going to kick off the season at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow on Fox. We run it back to men's lacrosse for my photo of the week, where I snapped this shot of Landon Clary getting trampled by a couple of Cornell attackers. And while there aren't as many faces shown in this shot, it works because of the frozen action and the rule of thirds on the athletes. Turf pellets flying in too helps. Now that's all the time we have for today on sports. Back to y'all.
Thanks, Jack. We've got some history to report next here on Mornings on the Hill.
Katie Hopsicker is here with a great way to take us into the weekend.
And Imani will be telling you about Poetry Slam that happened Wednesday night, and we'll be right back.
And big news for the Syracuse dance team.
That's right, and Katie Hopsicker is live in the studio with 2 of their captains to tell us all about it.
The Syracuse University dance team has made Q's history. For the first time ever, the team made it to finals at the National Dance Alliance competition in Daytona Beach, Florida. This competition hosts teams from across the country. They rehearsed for weeks leading up to the competition with their coach, Megan Toomey, and choreographer Kelly Larkin. Syracuse competed in the jazz category and finished 9th in the nation. Joining me today are the captains of the team, Zoe Loeb and Daphne Limberopoulos. Thank you so much for being here, ladies, and congratulations. It's so exciting.
Thanks for having us.
Now, first I want to look at the very moment where you made finals. Zoe, tell me all about this. You guys are so excited, and I want to look at the celebration.
This was an incredible feeling because
We knew beforehand that we did make it, but it just did not seem real until the announcement was made, and hearing our names next to these prestigious schools and teams was just so deserving and gave us so much confidence to go into day 2.
Oh my gosh, definitely. And look at you guys hugging each other at the competition. Oh, what a great team spirit. And now I have another video coming up of you guys running into the water in your costumes at the beach. Daphne, tell me about this. Is this a superstition?
Yeah, so before we compete, we want to be locked in and just make sure we're ready to perform. So we're not allowed to go onto the beach at all at any point before we compete. So once we competed and we were all done and we were just so proud of ourselves, it was just the best way to celebrate.
Definitely. After all of that hard work too, I know you rehearsed so much. So Zoe, I want to hear a little bit more about your practice regimen. How many hours a week do you practice leading up to it?
Normally we do 10 hours a week, but then come national season we do around 12, and then 3 weeks prior to the competition we do 15 to 16. And it's just really important when we increase hours to keep ourselves physically healthy, but also mentally healthy by motivating each other and reminding each other we all have the same goal and we want to work hard so we can make that final stage.
Definitely. And Daphne, the team does sporting events, right?
Right, so we perform at the football games and the basketball games, and it's really great because we're on the sidelines for that, and then we do like a 60-second routine at each game. So the fans really only see that part of our dance team, but when now they get to see that we do so much more than that, and that we're making history while doing it, so it's really great.
And finally, you're both seniors, so I want to hear, what does being a senior right now mean, and how do you feel for the team next year?
Although I'm really upset to leave, I'm so excited for the program and to be able to watch our teammates grow and see how well they do next year. I'm just so excited to, even though not be here, but be able to watch it all go down.
And what about you, Daphne?
Well, seeing how well we did in such a short amount of time and like all the talent we have now and all the talent we're going to bring in the future, we're just really excited for them, and we can't wait to see what they do, and who knows, maybe they'll make top 5 next year, so we're really excited to cheer them on.
Let's hope. We're so excited for you here, and congratulations. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks again.
Back to you, Amani.
This is the poetry slam that I attended, the Take the Mic poetry slam hosted by Rudy Francisco. A lot of students attended this and performed poetry inciting love and anger and sadness. It was a great event, and if you want to attend next year and give your best, you can do it. And that is going to do it for us right here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Imani Clement. Follow us on social media.
And I'm Sydney Orr. Thank you so much for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Tuesday and Friday, live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.